4, 3, 2.
Blue waffles.
Hey everybody, good evening, good day, good week, good Friday, good whatever it is, and welcome back to Questing Through Elystra. I'm Aidan, the DM and the keeper of all things Elystra. How is everyone doing this evening?
Going live.
Okay, tired?
Of Will saying blue waffles.
Fantastic! Look at our the pure professionalism from all of us. I'm just going to skip this. I'm going to go down to the group for some sort of normality. Chris, how you doing, mate?
Oh yeah, I mean, normality is probably a stretch, but yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm a bit tired. You know, it's Friday, it's end of the week, but pleased to be here and looking forward to some D&D.
Definitely. Unfortunately, as you can see, we've not got Kylie today, but sending up all our love, and hopefully she'll be back next week. So, last week was an interesting one. A little bit of information about the world, more things turning to stone, some Gnolls attacking, William having a few breakdowns. Like, normal for this group, I think, by now. I think people who've watched this for, what is this session for? Yeah, people who've watched, I guess, not as much the one-shots. I don't think William had it as much in the one-shots, but I think now that's definitely coming out, and it's interesting.
And if you're still here after the on this fourth shot, well done you for making it this far.
Yeah, well, there's been, what was it, 3 one-shots, 3 sessions, technically session 7 if people are still watching. So yes, and thank you for watching. Or else I'd just be shouting at these lovely people for hours on end, and they'd be doing my head in for hours on end.
I'm going to butt in one more time. If you are actually still following and watching, this is the time to get on our link tree and see everything else that we're starting to do. We've got our TikToks. I know there's nothing on there at the moment, but we are looking at trying to find some stuff to put on there. If there's anything that you guys think is funny, send it to us. We'll try and, we might try and do stuff. Dudley's a really good dancer, so send us as many dance ones as you want. Guys, feel free. I mean, I've heard Chris's voice. He's a beautiful singer. If you've got any singing ones, let's keep going.
Yeah, I think you're sadly woefully misinformed there. I can assure you.
But yes, as Luke says, literally follow us everywhere. There's a myriad of things in the link tree, but also it just helps you find us everywhere, whether you want to just listen to us on a podcast, whether you want to watch it on YouTube, or as we do on Fridays, come join us here. But before I do jump into the session, I did forget last week. So as usual, quick shout out to the tools I use. We have Pocket Bard for our music. And for the maps, we've got creators like Zepku, Arcane Collector, 2 Minute Tabletop, Seafoot Games. There's loads of people who've stuff that you will see throughout this campaign. I myself, although I'm creative, creating a world, I am not artistic. So thank God there's people out there. Thank you very much. People out there who can make this phenomenal content. You can tell the DM's trying to keep this slightly on rails, at least for the beginning. But without further ado, a small recap of last session. So, last week began exactly where we left off the week before, with the party arriving at the ruins of Mithlin and meeting a warden who was half turned to stone. The figure, known as Brother Jacob, spoke haltingly, his body caught between life and stillness. You spoke with him and learned what little he could share about what has happened. William reached out magically to another statue, Brother Thomas, asking questions about the petrification that had claimed them all. It was then when Brother Jacob noticed a new carving of Selene and spoke of the Pantheon of the gods and the world as it once was. As the rest of the party went to explore the rest of the temple, Aurora stayed behind to speak, learning that Selene's followers within the Cabal were also growing weaker, their divine powers fading. As the party descended into the inner temple of Mithlin, they were ambushed by a group of Gnolls, forcing you all into a brutal fight. When it was over, Loren took a moment to console William, who was shaken yet again by the violence. Cass further explored the ruins and uncovered an ancient scripture known as the Genesis of the Pantheon, revealing that the god's powers stem from Ilarion himself. William, seeking answers, made a desperate prayer to Ilarion, to Selene, or to any other god who might listen, and felt his pocket watch grow hot in his hand. When you returned to the surface, you found that Brother Jacob had fully turned to stone, his life extinguished along with the rest of the Wardens. This is when the party began to question why they'd become involved in something so vast, why they were the ones drawn into a quest to save the gods. Aurora shared what Brother Jacob had told her, that Slane's followers were losing not only their power but their lives, and worried that the same fate would come to her. So, with Miss Lynn silenced once more, and as you'll decide to leave the ruins and head to a camp, it's around midnight on the 13th of Night Vale. What exactly would you all like to do?
I think we will somewhat subdued, since we didn't get to save the Wardens. We'll head to probably back to the campsite we were at the previous night, where we shared it, and just start setting up camp, I think, basically.
Yeah, so you... Pardon me, apologies. So you arrive at camp. It's probably kind of... at least you know this path better than you did last time. Obviously, it's not engraved in your brain. You've not all of you have studied the land of Elystra, but it's at least you can retrace your steps fairly successfully. There's no... I'm not going to get you wrong for any of this, because you're all... I'm not going to call adventurers yet. You're growing to be adventurers, so there'll be a certain aspect and amount of understanding of the wilderness. So yes, you make it to camp, the same before, and similar again. These encampments, the Elystran settlements. There's no one else here currently that camps. There's a bonfire kind of slowly smoking. You know when a bonfire goes up, it just kind of burns. The embers just keep going. It's almost like that, because as I say, you were only gone for roughly sort of 24-ish hours. But yes, you arrive at the camp with tents all completely there for you to use. No real... There tends to be kind of chests, things laying about for like basic materials, whether it's arrows or a few basic rations. They're quite empty, unfortunately. Probably a lot of it taken by the trolls and the orcs who were heading up to Fort Ilnock. But other than that, the camp is yours to do what you would like.
Well, looks like tonight's going to be quite intense.
With that, William walks over to the fire, just looking to see if there's bits of wood in there. Do I think if I cast a sorcery burst of fire, just like a little in there, I can make the fire go again?
You can definitely try.
I will.
There's actually TNT in the bottom. No.
All in your shoulder.
I've traumatized William so much by killing his friends.
Yeah, exactly. Somehow he survived.
Yeah.
So if you kind of put a burst in, and you kind of... It does kind of... You do it as a bit of a blast. There's like something that kind of goes where you're not quite as controlled as you maybe want to be with this yet. You're kind of still learning. But it does kind of pull up a fire. You've then got to do a little bit of manual sort of pulling the wood in, actually kind of structuring this fire to stop it just being kind of a bit of a loose flame. But yeah, you do manage to successfully create a bonfire within the encampment.
That is what William's doing. He's putting the bits of wood, trying to get this thing going to be a healthy fire.
So he says, as I say, there's as you know, with these settlements, there's tents dotted about. There's a few very rudimentary benches. It's more imagine like a half cut tree log, with like the flat bit on top and with sort of stumps either side to hold it so it doesn't rock. That's basically all these benches are. They're nothing fantastical by any stretch. There's like kids do on school tables. There's like etchings in some of these, but nothing that you feel is going to like boggle your mind and save your life. It's more just like factions might say whoever for Elystra, those kind of things, just etchings of different adventures. So what would Rex? Not Rex. Loren, you're Rex. Not in game. What would Loren, Cass, and Bray like to do?
After having an identity crisis, believing her name was Rex, Loren is whilst they've probably taken everything from the camp, is there any specifically bottles laying around? Loren would quite like to see if the previous people that we had shared the night with may have left some.
Or potatoes.
She has seen enough potatoes for 1 week, like maybe even a lifetime.
I was going to say for a lifetime. There's no more potatoes in Loren's future, I don't think, for a blesser.
But yeah, like, would there be any, like, I don't know, maybe they're not the cleanest people to clear up after themselves. There's a few bottles around. She's just scavenging for some sort of alcohol right now.
Of course. So as you kind of look sort of more, there's nothing necessarily on the floor, but if you were to maybe explore some of the tents, there's a few things littered around. There's maybe some sort of loose clothing. There's maybe some bottles. There's maybe a few kind of more packets, like papered packets that Russians might have been in. But there probably will be a few bottles with a little bit of variety of liquids within.
Okay, so she is going to... Any of the bottles that she finds that does have something in, it doesn't matter if they're open or not, she is just going to take them for now.
They're all open. There's none that are closed.
And yeah, she is going to take them for now. She is just waiting to see if Will is so upset that she needs to make something to try and help him forget.
Oh, okay. Medicinal bottles.
Going to
Yes,
fucking,
yes.
like, what was it called, like the suicide glass? Or the...
What?
Where it's just
I've
all
never
the
heard that.
dregs put into one drink.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You want to hope it's
that.
only dregs of alcohol in those bottles.
That's true. It's a long journey on the road. They... Yeah.
Oh,
Have
I need to
fun,
go behind the
once
tree
it's made
again.
for you. William's going to love this concoction once it's made for him. So Loren is sort of in search of these bottles. Cass, what is Cass doing?
He's still not quite used to being in a group, so he's standing off to one side. He's just watching William feed the fire a bit, getting warm, kind of lost in his own thoughts. You can see Loren kind of flitting around looking for bottles. And he turns around and he's oh, are we sleeping? Are we watching? What are we doing?
Well, I think we're settling down and we're probably going to crash here for the night. And then, basically we'll head off in the morning, but I think, given the state of our religious fella, who has made her way to a tent for a moment,
Yeah.
and the state of our magical minstrel, I think a rest is required. I'll take watch for a while.
So yes, so I, as I said before, guys, I will kind of sort of narrate Aurora a little bit just for tonight. So Aurora will have probably gone to her tent. And this is something that I know Kylie definitely would say, is that seeing Alarian's followers turn to stone, and it's something Kylie spoke to me about, she wants kind of Aurora to express, is that she is definitely concerned that this is in her future. So when it comes to going to a tent, she kind of just says to her, I have to leave. I'll be with all of you in the morning. And it's just a complete... Aurora kind of is very open with you guys when you've met her. She's not really held anything back as such. Kind of similar level to a lot of you, really. Other than Kaz, who seems quite a secretive little fellow by now. But Aurora does kind of... You see there's almost... You don't even notice people have like no emotion on their face. It's just completely flat. That's very much what Aurora kind of is shown to you guys as she kind of heads to the tent just to immediately take rest.
Bless her heart. I'm gonna go gather some more wood so we don't have to get up a bit later and find some. I don't know what everyone else's plan is, but
Well,
I think
I'll take my turn at watch.
yeah,
That's not a problem. Just wake me when you need us.
we'll do it. I think we need to let William rest on that, so I think we'll give Rexy a kick for the third. We'll give Lorraine a kick for the third.
I know. She's going to have this real identity crisis now. I tell you. Lorexy. Yeah, that's true. Don't, because that will get stuck in my head.
I know.
That 100%. But yes, so everyone manages to take watch of the encampment. You all manage to take a long rest, so click the lovely long rest button, get any missing hit points back.
Aidan,
Yes?
do we level up?
No, you don't level up. Yeah. Okay, you will level up by Halloween, but not yet. So
End of session.
I don't though. Okay, we've got one more session before Halloween, so
It'll
it
definitely
may
be
have
before
to-
at the end of a session.
Thank you. I appreciate Rex's view there. That is Rex, because it was an out of game thing, so I was correct for once. No, but yes. So you guys go to take your lovely sort of 8 hours rest. and kind of due to your traveling, you're waking up kind of just after lunchtime. It's probably about 1 p.m. You guys have had a proper definition of a lion. You have needed this. You have had a time of it the past kind of however many days this has gone on for. Almost, I suppose, for the first time you've been like given few answers, but they've almost given you 1,000 more questions per answer. But so you say you all wake up. It's around 1 p.m. What is the party wanting to do? And Aurora will kind of play along with kind of the consensus of the group.
Well then, I suggest maybe we have a meal and see what needs to go on. We were talking about potentially heading out, weren't we? We were going, was it? Actually, I don't know, that's a valid point. Where were we going to go? Were we going to head down to the bar, or were we going to go over to the Twin Peaks? What's the plan?
That's the only lead we really have, and looking at Aurora, the worry on her face, we need to address that as soon as we can.
Just as William starts coming out of his tent, he folds a note up. He's just sticking it in his jacket, just finding a pocket, just sticking it in. He comes out and goes, I'm sorry, I know you were talking. I was awake. I was just listening up. I don't know whether we need to go maybe first to a big city. Maybe let's find out. Those cities always have those religious temples and just places where we could maybe find out more before we even try and make a long journey. I don't know. It might be better to grab more information.
I mean, what specifically I once found, and I'm going to reach into my bag and I'm going to pull out a couple of books. To be fair, both Cass and Will probably see it. It's essentially a combination A to Z atlas.
Little yellow AA ones.
Literally, it's a A to Z of London sort of thing.
A cabbie's directory.
Yeah. So what is it you're wanting to look at? What is it you're wanting to? Closer, if you want to go to a big city, best bet is we go to the Twin Peaks. From there, we've got access to about 3 large town cities, sort of thing, and Twin Peaks is a bit of a crossroad town.
Well, I don't know about you lot. I feel there were so many questions at the Temple of Creation and time, and knowledge was gathered there, but there was not any answers for us. I don't know whether we need to go to libraries, go to, like I say, other temples. Maybe there's a temple around here that you know of that is your deity that we could maybe go and talk to find out a bit more information. I feel a bit of a middleman right now. I feel there's so much that needs answering before we adventure.
Well, I think it's a sensible suggestion to head to a crossroad town of sorts. We can at least get supplies, transport if we need it, and we can speak to Aurora, see what she suggests. But we've got to go somewhere for answers, and unless anybody has a better suggestion.
DM.
Yeah.
I cannot remember the town, but I'm going to start talking, and then I might ask you to say the name if that's okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
Well, you see, me and Loren, we met kind of travelling down from the big city of
Ankalata.
I know a place that we could stay there. It's an option that I can think of. I know that it was quite a big town. There was plenty of places I never even got a chance to explore.
I think hearing the name Ancolata, Loren's gonna exit the tent and just be like walk over, see the book, completely like skim over it, not knowing what it's saying, and just joining in, being like, I mean, I kind of need to get word to my teacher anyway, and let him know what's going on. Maybe that could be a good option. There is a lot of resources there.
If that's sort of where the group wants to go, we still need to head to the Twin Peaks first. We need to head in and transfer up.
I want to thank you. I can't thank you guys enough for keeping me safe. I can maybe give just guidance with magic and power to you guys. I don't know what else I can do, but. And he's going to send his blue hand out, and you see the blue hands touch Bray's shoulder, and the green hand actually goes over to Cass and touches his shoulder. It's like, you two did so well in that whole. Actually, I don't know how you held it together, but thank you. And he gives you both inspiration from his background feat of entertainer.
Oh. I look at Cass and I'm just like.
Yeah, just a slight nod back there.
Oh no, yeah, mine's a very like, yeah, I deserve that shit.
So yeah, it's supposed to be an encouraging song, but I'm going to say we were crashing a bit. He was going to use it in that aspect of trying to raise morale that way.
Yeah. Well,
so you've got that until my next long rest or short rest, I think.
it's long. Either way, thank you, William. It's years of experience is how I'm going to put it down to. Trust me, I was.
Maybe just so I can get a bit stronger. Bray, I see you do exercises every month. Would you mind me trying to join in, teaching me how to exercise?
Absolutely. I mean, I am more than happy to bench press. I mean, I help you with your.
Ray's become a bloom PTO.
I mean, it's absolutely no worries. We'll get you on the right diet. I'll see if I can get you a gym bag. I can get you all these extra. See if I can get you some extra benefits for the local areas. You know, it's all connected somehow.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great. I do need to get stronger.
While I do, obviously, I'm always happy to. I'm always going to be happy to help. I have to ask. Are you seeking strength here, maybe mimicking the style I'm doing for my strength for a confidence issue? Because my strength in combat is nothing like yours. It might help with levels of focus and concentration, which I'm guessing might go over towards your magical side of it, but are you trying to do it to gain some level of composure when it comes to maybe some of the more brutal aspects that we might come across?
You see him almost start to go a bit pale, just thinking about the night before, and he sits down on one of the stumps of the bench, not the actual bench bit, but the stump. I'm not like you, Cass. You're able to hide in shadows and have no fear of sending bolts flying. You two, you get right in people's faces and are able to do it with. I've seen smiles on your faces. Aurora's there, she stands her ground and comes forth, no worries, no bounds. And then there's me, the farmer's hand, who got these powers through the lands. I don't understand what my powers are for. all I know is I've been given this chance to become a man, and I want to keep you guys safe now. I know that. He's going to take the note out of his pocket and throw it in the last bit of the fire. Just throw it in there. I can do this. I think I need a bit of guidance. And I think I'm going to ask all of you for certain things. I know it sounds daft, but because I haven't known you long. I mean, yes, I've known Loren a week longer than the rest of you, but I'm from such a small town that it's hamlet. I worked on the farm, pulling out potatoes, sorting out sheep. I didn't do much, and look at me now. I'm dressed like this, and I'm supposed to be someone else.
I'm going to stop you right there. You are not supposed to be someone else. Flat out, you are William. I don't know your last name. You are William.
Spark.
You are a spark of joy. You are not here to be Bray. No one can be Bray. Bray is too good. You are not here to be Loren. She's fine as hell. You are not here to be Cass. I don't know enough about him and he's kind of scary. You are here because you are a spark of joy that lights up a room. You don't have to be the person that's getting in the face, getting covered in blood. That's not you. You don't have to be the one hiding in the shadows, firing a bolt and taking a life without thinking. You don't have to be the person that's screaming in someone's face. You're here to do you. Oh, Auroras are, our connection to the divine. She's a smart and wise, acolyte to a goddess. She has magic and she has powers of her own. They're nothing like yours. You need to be William, good sir. You don't need to be anyone else.
You can't walk our paths, William.
You don't
They're
want to
very
walk my
different.
path.
I mean, I'm forced to being on my own, working by myself. And yes, I tend to operate in the shadows as it suits me, but I don't kill and not feel it. I don't take a life and not understand what I've done. But the situation we were in last night, it was them or us, literally. And in that, when that choice comes down, I will always choose us. And there'll come a time where you'll have to make that decision too.
Don't go thinking that taking a life is easy. I'm going to take off the top of my gear, and you're going to see the completely scar-riddled chest. Like, a lot of scars are visible, but there's some really deep ones here, sort of thing. Like, the ears completely covered. And it's just going to point to one random one, just next to where his abs are. I was 4 years old and I got that one. I've been trained to fight and trained to kill since I was a baby. This one here, it's done to me by my cousin. I pull off my arm. Being trained to kill and trained to fight is not glamorous. It has its impacts. It destroys a person. If you're not feeling something after your first kill, after 100, after 1,000, you are not. I was going to say human, but I'm not human either. But you're not a person anymore at that point. You may as well be a mindless beast. You say I have a smile on my face. It's not a smile of joy. I don't take pride in killing. The person controlling me takes pride in killing. I don't take pride in killing. I take pride in protecting those that I'm around. And I'll tell you this, and this goes for all of you. If you're traveling with me, I'm not gonna let any of you die before me. And I'm not saying that's a suicide mission either. That is you are staying up and you are getting out of there. You need to keep yourselves going without losing that level of humanity, morality. Because trust and believe, if you went through the stuff that you needed to get to where I am, if seeing one or two people die is doing this to you, and I do not mean this to disrespect, you would have broken a long time ago. And I'm not saying you need to toughen up. I'm not saying you need to, become hard to the world. Hell, if you became hard to the world, I'd honestly be quite upset about it. I've known you for a few days. You're a charming little musician. There's a little bit of magic to you. You're growing. You're learning more. It's a different path. And to be quite frank, I wish I had the chance to have taken the path you had, but we're dealt different hands. That's how it is. Now, I will absolutely do everything I can to help you. As long as we're traveling together, I'll join me on my workout routines. Help. If anything that you need, I can help you with. Anything I can help you with, I will help you with. But don't go thinking that you need to become like other people. You need to become yourself and then refine yourself.
What if myself isn't the self that I want to be?
When has it ever?
Then maybe that's why you heard the prayer. Maybe that's why you're here.
He gulps at that. It's like the idea. Oh God. Well, I guess just so you know, bro, you will not fall. I won't let you fall. That's same for you, Cass. Same for you, Lauren. Same for you, Aurora. I would always do my best to keep you standing, keep you on your feet. Not for a selfish reason of keeping me alive, but you're nice people. You're like me. You all answered this prayer for whatever reason. Just maybe it was all we all wanted to help. Didn't realise we're helping gods, but I guess 2 steps forward, 1 step back sometimes, just to see the world. Anyway, enough about me. God, he just wipes some tears. You see, he's literally got a bit emotional.
I reattach my arm.
Cass has stolen it.
It's a secret.
I'm chasing him out the door.
That's not the. I thought I saw a secret roll happen.
Yeah, just to the DM.
Yeah.
Death saving throw. That's what that it would be.
Bray, thank you. Well, thank you all for your time. And I don't know if any of you want to ask. Please, I'm not a closed book.
What's in your pocket? The thing that you checked when you bowed and prayed.
this, and he pulls it out. It's just when I left home. This is my family's heirloom. Pretty much been handed down from grandfather to next of kin, and got to my dad. And I mean, I'm too young to really have it, but I needed it because it will help me get home if I ever need to. It is my comfort, if you would call it that. It's he turns it around and he starts spinning it. He goes, "It's broken. It's been broken for years." As you turn it, you see the front is pretty bland. There's a few little markings on it, but it's old. And on the back, again, just slightly engraved is the V, but nothing stands out on it. It's kind of what keeps me going. Even though this isn't, I can. And I used to send Mum and Dad back money to the farm every single time I performed. I only kept what I needed. I think I did it more of a thank you, that they probably wouldn't get mad that I'd taken this. Not that I even knew the money was from me. I never said it was from me in the letters because I didn't want them to try and find me.
To clarify, did you take that, or was it given to you when you were too young? And how old are you if you're too young?
I'm 19. I left my home 4 years ago, roughly, I think. This was supposed to be given to me when my dad passed away.
We can make that happen. Don't worry, we'll fix the timeline.
No. It's okay. It's fine. He needs to learn. He's making new potato recipes. It's amazing. You cook them in this really hot oil and make these really cool wedgies. It's brilliant. But we're learning different things to do with potatoes day in, day out. But it's. I've always played with this. I've always wanted to have this as mine. Don't ask me why. I do. I just need. If we go to a town, I need to get. If someone can help me find a gold chain, I really want the gold chain to put it around my neck, rather than it just sitting in my pocket.
How much gold do you have? Because obviously the gold chain's not going to be the cheapest.
Indeed. Pulls out of his pocket. It's got 5 gold. This is all I've ever needed, is about 5 gold to get by. Everything else, I've sent so much back to the family.
You feeling sticky-fingered, Cass?
That's not my style at all.
That's fine. I'll pull 25 gold out of my pocket. Pop it into William's hand.
He falls over sideways because that's a lot of money, and he falls over because he's so weak. No, bro, please let me.
If you try and give it back to me, I will break an arm.
Thank you.
Good answer. I'll pat him on the head. As soon as it's secured away, I'm going to pick him up over my shoulder. Like, I am like fireman carry, like, like, exercise 1, shall we? And I'm going to carry him off.
So, we'll take a time pause. So William's being carried off by Bray to his doom. Cass and Lorette, as I say, before we kind of, as I say, you've made your decision where you're heading, but before we kind of completely pack up and head off, is there anything either of you two want to do?
I think sitting round the campfire, after hearing the whole conversation, Loren has probably gotten those bottles and kind of mixed them into one, and she is tempted to drink it just based on her thoughts alone. She is just staring at it, debating. She hasn't decided yet. And then she's just gonna like look over to Cass and say, "So what is your style?"
That's a good question. I like to pick and choose. Common thievery is not my style. I take my time and I pick the work I want to do.
What helps you choose?
This may come across as somewhat at odds with how I operate, but if somebody has too much from taking from those beneath him, then I, if I can, like to redistribute. Share it back out to where it belongs.
You've never been to Anglata, have you?
I don't believe so. To be quite honest, this is probably the furthest I've been out in a while. I tend to stick to more profitable areas.
Makes sense. Since we are going there, I'll offer you some courtesy, just based on the help so far. Don't let me see whilst we're there. I may have obligation otherwise. If you can do that, then we'll be fine.
Oh, you wouldn't see. But I understand, and I appreciate that. But not to worry. Unless my last contract expired and I was in between work when I heard the prayer. And that's why I came, really.
She's gonna like hand out the bottle to you and say, "Odd place for a vacation then."
I've been to Odda, but not for me, thank you.
Fair enough. And she's just gonna keep contemplating it before saying, "I'm back at the farm. You were putting fruit in your hood."
And well, it's not going to stay a secret forever, and I'll basically lower my hood down, and you will see a jet black squirrel wrapped around my shoulders, quite happily, quite comfortable. You hadn't noticed before. We would have noticed before. It's got a gold chain with a green emerald on. This is Lady Velvet. She is my companion. I look after her. She helps me. So when I said I work alone, it's not strictly true.
She's gonna look at the squirrel, tilt her head, and just say, "Well, hello there, your ladyship. I've got my own companion. He goes around. Rarely see him these days. His name's Billy. He's a shoebill. I like the collar that you've got on yours. Mine's got a similar one. Pink, but you get what you get. So maybe I'll see him again soon. He's here, there, everywhere."
I'm sure we'll come across. And I'll put the hood back up.
And after that, she's just gonna look at the bottle and just toss it aside for now and just not risking it.
I look across at Bria carrying William around and nod to them. You travelled with him for a week or two, yes?
Yeah, that's right.
He seems to be going through a lot. Did he talk to you much on the way?
No, not really. Lots of questions. Lots of questions. Obviously, it was my first time out of the city as well. And as we were traveling, we just small talk. I'm not the best at it. It was very small. He just seems like a good kid. Makes me wonder what these gods have in store for us if they've chosen someone like him to come along. I'm worried for him.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out more when the time is right, but I'm a little worried about him. Whether he can cope.
He will. If there's one thing that I've learned is when you get thrown into situations like these, you learn quick or you die. And he survived, and I don't think he realizes how much of a big deal that is.
Very true.
But we'll see.
Castle does nod and kind of go back to watching Bray trotting around with William.
Yes, so whilst this has obviously been going on, we'll jump back now to Bray and William. So, what is Bray's plan for William?
So, I literally, while he's bent over, I'm going to flip him over so he's actually like front side out. And while I'm holding his legs, I'm literally just going to, right, while I'm doing my exercise, you're going to try and sit up. That is the main starting point right now. And I'm going to start doing lunges. I went, and you better start sitting up properly, because if I'm lunging, you're hitting the floor. And I'll do it, and your head will knock into the floor. He is not being idle about this. If you want him to PT you, you are being PT'd.
Can William give me an athletics check, please?
Oh yeah, his -1 athletics. Let's go. 18 -1 though.
Okay, so obviously this is very fresh to William. It's nothing he's really done before. So there is a couple of times as it begins where your head is being knocked against the floor, and you're in that middle bit. You want to swear at Bray, but you're like, no, he is trying to help. Like the naivety of William is coming through. Like Bray's trying to help him, but you do get this strange technique. Obviously, I've never had a PT do this technique, but smashing my head against the floor. But William gets the hang of it. He is getting these sit-ups, and this is going on. He gets tired, but he is managing.
The first few that I actually do get is I've summoned in my mage hands behind me, so when I just get slightly off the floor, they're giving me a little push each time just to get a little bit higher.
Resistance band.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Because once I've done like my set of lunges while I've got him doing this, I will push him down at that point. And that's when it's going to be like a lot of the exercises that I will do myself, probably a bit more advanced than what you can deal with right now. You don't have the body, form, shape, composition. You're a bit spindly armed. Now, it's not like I've got weights to carry or anything like that. So this is mainly going to be working on core, physique, and just general easy of workout, unless we find a good set of logs for you just to push and rep with. Because the other option is you're using me as resistance and you're pushing back against me. Not as dirty as it sounds, but
You sure?
we can.
No, I'm alright.
Oh, we made it about 45 minutes.
I had some genuine emotional interactions there.
Yeah, genuinely emotional moments. I could feel my eyes genuinely watering, and now we're back to like sex. So we tried. We tried, everybody. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We tried to keep this highbrow to an extent, and that's never gonna happen.
But basically, I'm going to do a run through of just basic core, because I've got him doing core, so it's going to. I've got him to do sit-ups. I'm going to get him to start playing. This main thing is going to be about trying to correct form first and foremost. It's like, okay, straighten you out, that sort of thing. Like move this elbow, blah blah blah. Like try and hold this. I'm going to have my hand under his stomach, so every time I feel him drop, I'm just going to, not like in a painful way, but it's just like the knock, just like put it up, put it up.
D4 damage each time.
D6 for me. Unarmed strike. Lightning.
William is now dead. Sorry, everybody.
Gosh darn it. But yeah, it's a basic run through of, essentially like very beginning CrossFit style.
Yeah.
You find a branch that I can get him to hold on to, and I will hold his legs and get him just up and down, we're going to just start a basic routine. And Bray is intentionally not doing as much of a workout for himself because out of character as well. So one thing I've learned as a beginner, it can be very disheartening to see someone who's, in Bray's case, who's done it for such a long time, do what you're struggling with such ease and at such a higher level. So he's intentionally just like, right, let me just help ease him in, blah blah blah. When I'm on watch like later tonight, I'll catch up on mine. It's very that sort of vibe. Like, this is about William right now.
At the end, like William's just sweating. Like he really has given it everything. I really appreciate it, Bray. I can't believe I have to do this once a week. Oh, God.
I do morning and night, but you know.
That hits too real. Why do I have to just do this once a week? That is fact. That is William with facts.
No, do not worry. It's a great way to start the morning, and then you normally have a wash down, and you just crack on with the day when you've got your blood pumping.
Okay. Am I supposed to be able to breathe?
No.
Right. No. Okay. Good. I've done it right.
Absolutely. Right. Now, here's the thing I do need to ask you. And this is a concern of mine. Because I didn't want to ask it with the crowd, basically. And no, it's not a marriage proposal. Why are you so unhappy with who you are and concerned about who you think you should be? I've just met you. Realistically, I've got no stake in this game. Genuinely, what is the actual problem with it?
I guess I've always heard stories. I've heard the tales of the great dragon riders. Dragon Rider, and I've heard about these elemental guardians, and I've heard stories of heroes who have taken on beasts like hydras and things like that, and I've heard of people joining discords and talking about their adventures, and I just, because we got our own discord, but because it's just
check the link tree.
Yeah,
in the bio.
But
Buy merch.
I've never.
Max will design it. It's fine. It'll be amazing. I volunteered this. She's the always artistic out of us, so it kind of.
Wow.
Unless anyone, if anyone wants a stick man.
Oh, I can do a good stick man. Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, apologies.
Anyway, yeah, but I was, you hear all these stories. Oh, this great knight picked up his massive, excuse me for drinking my fizzy drink, sword and slashed down on the mighty owlbear that was raging hell at point whatever. And I've always wanted to be that type of warrior. And then when the group of fighters and stuff, it's weird. It's almost like this group. There was people that could do magic. There's people who praised gods, and others that were in the group that you could tell were just extreme fighters. And hearing their songs and their stories, I've kind of wanted to find a group to sell their stories. I never really thought I'd be involved in the thick of it. And then my powers have grown even lately, they've just grown so immense, and I never realised my powers could kill. I always wanted powers to help. And I think I'm unhappy that I killed something that I could have maybe kept alive. And I mean, isn't there law and order for a reason? Isn't there the right way of dealing with stuff? I mean, I tried to give that Gnoll that last Gnoll, I tried to give it the chance to live. Yes, I understand they tried to fight stuff, but the fight was over. I don't understand why it wanted to die. It knew it was going to die. Why did it want to die? And I couldn't save it.
None of us could. I could have
I
knocked it
should have been able to.
unconscious. But doesn't mean that when it comes to, it's not going to charge in and attack a city and then get slain by the guards.
But that's different. The gods defend. We're people. Yes, we've got to defend ourselves if we get attacked by something. I completely agree. But when the fight is over, why are we still fighting?
Because of law and order. You're judging things by your own law and order. And in your little hamlet, your little farm, that's accurate. This is the outer world. Your law and order would not only have you laughed at with my tribe, I wouldn't be having a mechanical arm as a replacement, I'd have yours. They would dismember you. So, now, I'll give you a little insight to me. I'm a big boy. I am one of the smallest amongst my tribe. I am quite literally a fish out of water. I'm a half-breed. I am half Triton, and I'm half Goliath. I'm a mountain man. I am born of descendants of storm giants. Brutes that will destroy, pillage, God knows anything else that they want to do. They will do it. And my tribe are exactly the same. They don't care. Oh, trust me, they do not care. But the law and the order of the wilds and the mountains that I was in, if you didn't, you died. If you do not kill first, you die. And if you come back wounded, having retreated, you are shunned, you are seen as scum, a failure. You did not die a worthy death. You ran from it like a coward. Because that is the law and order of the mountain. I think your journey for this is going to be expanding the knowledge of law and order. Because if you keep judging everything by what law you abide by, you are going to be very much more than just distraught and upset. Now you seem like you've got a very kind and very loving little heart. I told you, you do not need to lose that. You don't need to become a hardened fighter. You've got the chance to be an adventurer unlike anyone else in this party. And your magic doesn't have to be used to kill. Your magic can be used to assist and help. I don't know much about magic. Believe it or not, I'm not someone that's very magical, and as I hold my hands up, like, fog starts to drift out of my hands. I can make a bit of cloud. That's what I can do. And paralyze an old man. But that was a very weird dream. The way that you can create and manipulate magic? There's kids that dream of having power like yours. You can be an adventurer unlike anyone else in this party. You want to be a dragon rider? You work on your magic and I'm sure you'll be able to turn anything into a dragon. You'll be able to befriend, you can become powerful enough to do it. It's going to take practice. Concentrate. No. I know. I just said I don't know anything about magic and I'm going to tell you how it takes. But if magic's like a muscle, if magic's anything like ki, it's going to take practice, determination, and you're going to have to work at it. And you can't lose yourself to it. Because if you get overtaken by that power, bang. You won't have to worry about law and order.
I know I have some growing up to do. I understand that. It's just a lot to take in, especially since it's been maybe a week from us meeting each other, and I'm not trying to be rude, and I look around at the other two behind, and I try and whisper this to Ray. I look and go, I'm trying to not kill, and yet I've killed more than Loren, and she's such a battle-fighting warrior. I want to make sure that I just do things right. And I think, yes, this journey's going to teach me a lot. But I hope it's going to help me a lot too.
You just can't rush it.
Can I do... I know I'm really bad at it, but an insight check on Bray, just to get the feel of kind of how much can I actually trust him in the way of he's being honest with me, he's saying all this stuff, like he's being that open and truthful.
Yeah.
18.
Do you want me to roll anything, or...?
I want you to judge yourself of where is Bray sitting within this? Is he trying to, or is he just being, this is Bray? Feel free to kind of answer it yourself in this situation.
So, there is a lack of bravado about how Bray's speaking. This is someone that's speaking from experience of having to be rushed up and has been through shit. He's guarded, he's not being overly revealing. But there's no dishonesty there. He's talking very much. The only way I can describe it is a big brother who's been through shit trying to protect a little brother from going through shit. Like, it's slightly patronising and condescending, but he also knows if you've been really sheltered, he needs to be really careful about it, sort of thing. But there is no malice about this. Arguably just cultural difference at some point, but like...
There's two things I really want to talk to you just about. One, he pulls out the pocket watch and he pings it open, and you see the clock doesn't work at all. He goes, this thing is just been, like, I don't want anyone to think there's anything special about this. There's nothing special about this. It's just a clock, and then on the other side you see a compass, which I'm assuming is just spinning round, spinning and spinning. This thing is broken. But it's my family. It's so important that I need to keep this safe. He closes it, puts it back in his pocket. The second thing, I don't want to be like you, Bray. I don't want to do any more exercise. This has really hurt my body. I've had enough.
Well, maybe just come with me on a jog in the morning then.
Maybe once every couple of weeks, yeah. I need to, yeah, I'm gonna need to just, yeah.
It's gonna be hell for a day or two. Let me know if you need carrying.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. I'm gonna finish up my actual exercises and I'm gonna rush through them. I'll pat you on the back, and as I do, I'm literally just pushing you out the way.
Yeah. Back towards the fire.
I'm like, and I just call out, "Give me 15 minutes," and I'm just gonna run through my set, no breaks, the most unhealthy way possible.
Yeah, just to get it done in rapid time.
Literally, just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No form, just get it done.
Literally.
So, I take it after this kind of everyone's okay, let's kind of pack up camp and begin making our way. So, obviously, Ames and Kalata, but as we kind of, well, as you kind of also, Twin Peaks is kind of that marker point, essentially, is the best way to describe it. You're going to hit that as at least a large city you can get to before. So, Twin Peaks is roughly sort of day and a half travel. The way I'm going to do travel just for tonight to kind of speed it up a bit to kind of get us into the cities. Is there anything you guys are going to want to do between now and getting to Twin Peaks? Like any chats, any discussions, any downtime stuff? Or is the focus we want to get to Twin Peaks?
I mean, at one point, I might actually... I'm going to pick William up again, but I'm going to put him over both shoulders and I'm going to start squatting with him on my shoulders.
Cool. Mid this set, or like watch your camp on another day?
On like next camp.
Cool.
My stomach still hurts. I can't do this.
You ain't got the choice anymore. Right now, you're turning into my exercise equipment.
Do we think Aurora would share anything during the travel on the way?
So at this point, it depends. Would any of you have any questions for? That's probably my easiest way of trying to sort of judge this. Is there anything you'd be kind of actively wanting to know from Aurora?
I would, if we found a camp that like we camp out ourselves and we kind of just put ourselves in different tents as we probably did that time.
Yeah.
I would make sure I know roughly where her tent is compared to mine, and a blue hand would appear as a ring phone call next to mine, and I'd ping the green one and it would go hopefully to her, and just she could say, yeah, it would be Aurora. I hope you're okay. I want to thank you for picking up Bray when you did in that fight. Your powers are remarkable. I want to know, are you okay? You've been very quiet. Is there something you've sensed or feel that we need to talk about?
Unfortunately, I'm sensing nothing. If I was sensing something, that I'm sure would be easier. But as I said in the prayer which brought you here, I've not sensed Selûnia, my goddess, for quite a while now, and I must admit, seeing the brothers, the Wardens, turn to stone within Mythlin, that I don't know if I turn to stone. I'm not made of stone as they were, but I'm worried a similar fate may befall me if we can't do something about Selûnia. The issue is, yes, she's gone quiet, but we know she wasn't at the temple. That's where I came from. If she'd have been trapped there, we'd have surely found her, but I don't know, William. But thank you yourself. It's those fights, I suppose, it's something I share slightly similar to yourself. I'm not as much of a fighter as the others. I can fight, and strangely, we do get trained. as clerics, we do get a little bit of teaching in fighting. We need to defend ourselves as well as heal, but it's awfully new, this, isn't it? All of this.
It is. I was still going to send another message. It's like,
just have it as like a two-way. It just makes it easier. Yeah, then I now send a message.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's remarkable, your powers. I mean, in anything that I can do, anything in my powers, and I believe the same with everyone else here by talks over the last couple of days, that we are here for you. I can't promise they're here for the gods, but they are here to help you. And if there is anything you ever need, please don't hesitate to ask. Even if you see the hands that's next to you, the green hand, it's in that shape of a device that we could maybe talk through. Always you can do that hand signal across to me from wherever, and I can send a message and I'll say, "What's up?" and you can just start messaging back.
Thank you. It's all very new. Obviously, only when I sent the prayer out, I didn't expect it would end up on us being almost caught in this whirlwind of tales. But at least I'm not on my own. I feel very thankful having all of you. I'm sorry I've been quiet. I'm still trying to process everything that's gone on, and yes, originally I thought it was bad, my goddess going quiet. That shouldn't really happen. I've never really spoken to her myself, but I know those who are higher up at least have spoken to her. But to have her now disappear completely, and as I say, see those others essentially lose their life, it's made me more nervous than I thought I could be.
Just one last thing.
Of course.
Do you is there anything that will make you laugh? Do you want me to try and make Brace slip over or something? Anything, just tell me if there's something that'll make you laugh.
And she kind of chuckles. She said, nothing to hurt anyone.
Oh, no.
Maybe, I'm not sure, but if we stay away from making laugh, maybe you just keep me safe. That would probably be enough to keep me smiling.
I know we all are planning on that. Don't worry.
Thank you. As I will with you. I know my magic is still young and I'm still learning, but I will look after all of you till my dying breath. I'll look after you all.
Good night, Aurora.
Night, William. She
That's me.
sat at them. And amazing. Everyone else happy to head to the Iron, not Iron Shadows. That's a different city altogether. Twin Peaks. That's the one. You definitely go to Iron Shadows. That's bloody ages away. You can tell which city I'm currently playing for my other campaign because it's on my mind. Fantastic. Anything from anyone else?
On the night, sort of
Yep.
when I'm by myself, there is going to be violin music coming from Bray's tent. It's whereas he might normally play like the more upbeat country music. Like the whole country fiddle, there's a toe tapping jamboree, swing your partner round and round. It's a lot more melancholy. Yeah. It's sorrowful what he's playing. He sort of feels like he's had to look back on things that he hasn't looked through for a good while. It's been years since he's had to sort of delve into anything related to his family, his clan, and it's not quite mourning music, but it's definitely it's definitely it's
definitely
sad.
Strong emotion there.
Yeah, it's definitely like sad and sorrowful. Like to the point where like, the what would be like the beautiful sound of a long note is almost quivering, like it. He's not crying, but it's like the sound itself, the music itself is crying as it's like sort of juttering a little bit.
Amazing. And that's Bray. Anything at all from Cass or Loran? Or are they more just focusing on actually getting there safely?
I think Cass would have been probably a little bit like William, observing Aurora and just seeing, how she was behaving as we travelled. I don't think, in fact, you wouldn't directly interact with her. You'd just be keeping an eye on her and probably on everybody else as well, especially after the conversation with Loren.
And Loren would probably just be, as it's going on, every now and again pulling out her book, making note of things. The night that Bray would have been playing the music, she would have picked up on it. But she's not yet ready to approach him about it. So, yeah.
Okay. So, semi backtracking, but it's a nice joining section. So your journey as a whole, heading from Mifflin to Twin Peaks, is calm and very untravelled. The path you're following is known as the Tradeway. It's a stretch of rugged grassland that kind of widens between these very low hills and various scattered stone markers, so you can at least kind of follow where you're going. It's very cold here, as I say. You're definitely towards the winter months within Elystra, and you can just feel the freshness and that gorgeous, like, snowy scent as like light snows on the ground is flowing as you walk. As the sun dips low on the first evening and you'll make camp, you can kind of see the sky streaked with oranges and golds. It's absolutely gorgeous as the firelights flickering, and as we said, William's sort of checking in on Aurora. Cass is living up to the moniker of the D&D dad and making sure everyone's okay. Lorena, she says, just making notes. Bray giving a gorgeous music overtone to the evening. So the next day happens, and by the next afternoon, the grasslands begin to rise into more the foothills of what is known as the Fang and Minor Range. The air grows much cooler, the wind's a lot sharper, and as the light of day begins to fade behind the peaks, the town known as the Twin Peaks, the city known as the Twin Peaks, comes into view. And what's in front is these two immense towers carved from the mountain itself. And you notice, I'd say Loren, probably, of all of these, and probably, I reckon, Cass and potentially as well. You see the sigil and the flag of the Iron Knights on the side of it. You see these lanterns glowing along the bridges that link these two towers, and these are massive. These are fitting thousands and thousands and thousands of people into these two towers. It is just completely daunting. It is looming over everybody. And as you begin to approach these colossal gates, the ground begins to tremble. You hear boom, boom, and you look up and you see these two towering figures, these two Goliaths, clad within the darkened steel of the Iron Knights. Their arms across, they have these huge great swords that are easily 4 or 5 foot long. These are tall even for glass. These are massive. The expression stern, their eyes almost like chips of sort of stone themselves as they notice you. And one steps forward, this really deep rumbling voice, and says, "Halt! The gates of the Twin Peaks are closed to none who are not worthy. State your business here." And on that question, we will take a short break. It's a little earlier than normal, but we'll take a short break. What do you reckon, 5 minutes, guys, or do you want a bit longer?
Yeah, I've got to make sure I get the dogs upstairs.
Yeah, I just want to mainly grab a drink. Let's call it 7 minutes.
7 minutes at 5-2.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Cool. Right, catch you all back at 5-2. Thanks for listening to part 1, and I will catch you back with the two Goliaths after a short break. Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Welcome back to Campaigns of the Pantheon. I can't remember the name of my own campaign then. Welcome back, everybody. We have learned that Luke can't mute his microphone. We have learned that Dudley always has copious amounts of chocolate. It's fantastic. He's like, with his hands trying to mime at us, which ones do I choose? And I'm just stuffing my face with leftover pizza. So it's a good evening all round, I believe. But yes, so we left you as the party arrived at the gates of Twin Peaks, or Mr. Dying Shadows again. At Twin Peaks, with the two Goliaths, they with these huge great swords, looking on at you, asking all of you, please state your business.
Mindful of what Lauren said, I'm going to look to her to start with.
She is, if she isn't already in front of everyone, she's going to try and go a bit further ahead, look up to them and say, we're on our way to Ankalata. We've come through here. This is our only way.
And he kind of looks and he's taking a look at all of you. Just a quick semi-out of gate. Dudley, how Goliath does Bray look compared to Triton?
So, I basically got an almost identical Goliath build, with the exception of I have hair. And, yeah, I've got hair, gills, and, like, slightly webbed ears.
Okay.
I've got markings, but they are wrong, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, whereas normally they're like light, Goliaths are typically lighter skin with dark markings.
Yeah.
I'm slightly darker with light markings.
Okay, cool.
So yeah,
they'd look at people like, yeah, so they'd look at you and say, he looks like one of our own. Anyway, you're passing through. I take it you won't be any trouble for ourselves whilst you're here?
No, we'll be fine. We'll adhere to any rules you lay for us.
Thank you. We typically work under the guidance of Commander Vane. In charge of ourselves, in charge of the Iron Knights here. It is as long as you abide by our rules, you'll be safe here. This is generally a encampment for the guards, for the military. So you can imagine rules are pretty stern around here. But as we say, if you're just passing through, you're welcome. If you would like to stay, that could potentially be accommodated. You just may need to earn it first.
Well, thank you for the hospitality.
Of course. And they both kind of lift up these great swords, kind of ready to put you through. Before they do go to Bray. So, you look a bit different to normal.
I'll start talking in Giant.
Okay. They speak it equally.
Okay. Why, yes. I am born of giantkin. I am descendant of the clouds.
Oh.
Storms. Sorry, I'm descendant of the storms.
Yes.
I say that as I'm almost double checking my own fucking sheet now.
Double checking the character sheet.
Storms.
Should they look at? Oh, interesting.
I do have a mixed lineage. I'm a
We can
descendant
tell.
of the storm and descendant of the ocean.
Oh, interesting. I take it you've. Are you a religious type at all?
No.
If you were, I'd probably guessed you'd maybe look after Burley. But anyway, we are more from the Underhaven. Don't know much of the mainland. We only came up here. Oh, what's it? And he looks over his phone. He says, 5 months ago. And he says, oh, yes, 5 months ago. We're fairly new here.
Well, welcome to the area. I'm not really from this area myself. I'm my clan's descendant from fighting the mountain range. I'm from the Stormvale Mountains.
Oh, I'm afraid I don't know there, but maybe I'll have to
boy.
visit. Maybe I'll have to visit on occasion.
My iPad.
He just looks, he says, okay, my pet. Anyway, just simply know, if you see any more of our kind, you will be welcomed. It's a interesting feel within Twin Peaks. Yes, it's militant. Yes, it's a little political. But everyone looks out for everyone here. There's that feeling of camaraderie.
Well, it'll be the first set of glass I've been welcomed by in a very long time.
Well, there's many more here, most belonging to the guards. So if you see anyone, they will happily talk. But please, and he kind of now gestures more at all of you. Please, make your way. There's the east or the west tower. I don't mind which you want to go and explore, but be our guests.
Thank you kindly. You give him like a strong arm shake sort of thing, like the whole, like.
Yeah.
Right. I will nudge people towards the western bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, just follow Bray's lead.
I was going to say, does Bray remember his left and right now? Which was, if people didn't watch one of the one shots, he didn't actually know.
Depending on which nipple's out, he knows which way to go.
That's how he tells.
Like, if he needs to follow the cold nipple if he wants to go to the left.
Okay.
So is it West Tower we said we're going to?
Yeah.
Cool, just to know what things you can explore. Fine. So are people happy with Bray's suggestion of the West Tower?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know any different, to be fair.
True. So you make your... Oh, actually, let's make music. No, we can keep it a bit eerie. So you make your way into the West Tower. As I say, it's kind of late evening at this point. And as I say, the best way to imagine it is these two kind of sprawling towers, just going upwards kind of with mountains either side of them. And you enter the Western. You almost see, like the signposts you're kind of used to seeing out in the road, the typical wooden ones. They've got very similar here. One kind of points upwards a set of kind of spiraling stairs, and it just purely says living quarters. One points off to the left and it says market and temple. And one points off to the right and it says captain's quarters.
One, I will say, Bray. No rolls needed. Bray looks incredibly uncomfortable. He will be guiding people to the left of the marketplace, though, because in his mind, at the moment, first thing that needs to be done is finding a little gold chain for William.
Okay. Are people following Bray?
Whilst we follow, I try and get close to Cass. Okay, Cass, I know we haven't spoken much, but could you do me a favour?
Possibly. What do you need?
Well, Bray gave me all this money, and I'm too scared to give it back. Do you think you can just slip it back into his pocket? I don't want to be carrying this much money.
There's a slight hesitation on Kaz's face. He gave you that for a reason, William. I just keep a hold of it for now. While if it comes to it, I'll help you return it. But I think just keep a hold of it.
Will you help me repay him because he won't take it from me? If I get some extra gold, would you help me just get it back to him in a careful manner, I assume?
I have my ways, yes. I'm sure we can I'm sure I can accommodate that for you. But for now, I wouldn't worry. This seems and he's looking around, a very law-abiding place. So hopefully, we'll have no trouble here.
Okay, thank you for at least understanding and listening.
Oh, heavy is the burden of gold.
Indeed. Do you want to carry it for me?
No, I'm okay. You keep a hold of it, William.
Okay.
I'm only small, travel light. It's my
More
motto.
pockets.
Yeah, but you do seem to have a big heart, by what I understand. So, yeah, and William just starts walking again, just trying to focus on what's going on around him.
Yes. So as you'll make your way to the market, this is an indoor market, but it's not necessarily set out like a market. The way this is it's essentially like how you'd imagine like a corridor of rooms, typically either side, like you'd find in like the taverns, that kind of thing. It's that, but each one was like hatches. So it's more people are running these little market stalls from like their own sort of quarters. But there's only a couple of shutters open. It's probably say 10 to 12 shutters that could be open, and there's only one or two that are left open. One, as you can kind of see on your left immediately, you should kind of start going down this corridor. Is an elderly turtle. You can't really see what he's got, but he's just there, kind of hand rested on this sort of where the hatch is. He's just resting there. And a few down to your right, quite a young, quite sprightly female. You're guessing female. It's a Herringon, so you're not quite sure. Essentially, rabbit person for people who don't know the races. Herringons, just rabbit people. But she's just, as I say, a couple hatches down on the right. And they're the only two hatches that are open in the market. As I say, it's quite late. Most have kind of shut up at this point.
Can we see any of their wares at all?
So you can probably see the turtle at this point. So the turtle's right. We remember Kieran or Callum. Trevor was trying to sell you the stones.
Yeah.
Back in Bresk. This looks similar, but a little bit more upmarket. It's more like trinkets. So this will have things potentially like a gold chain. It might have like a few different kits, like typical like D&D, like kind of kit type things, different tools. So it's more sort of a bits and bobs shop is the best way I'd describe his. The Herringon, she's a seamstress. So she's selling more dresses or outfits or trousers or shirts, like more just kind of pre-made. She has made these herself, but she's just kind of selling her creations. So that's what both of them have.
Right. When we get sort of the turtle shop, I'm going to reach my hand out like, William, come. Right.
I won a Labour podcast. That's what I was just pretending to do.
Right. You asked for a shop that could potentially have a chain.
Yeah, to attach to this.
Something special.
Yeah.
Well then, and I'm like, you're old enough. I'm sure I don't need to do your shopping for you.
No, I can do it. And I walk. Hello. Hi. I'm here to buy.
So as he does this, you see the turtle almost sort of look over him and look at Brad, just kind of like sort of nod subtly. He says, "Oh, hello, my son. You're here to buy, of course. My name's Nortle. What is it I can help you with?" Yes, Nortle the turtle. Okay, my brain isn't working. But you guys are gonna. I guess you guys probably want to adopt Nortle now, a little old turtle man. But yes. So, what is it I can help get you, my son?
Hi, Nortle. Yeah. My name's William.
Lovely to meet you, William.
It's lovely to meet you. I've never met your kind before.
Oh well.
Sorry if that sounds rude.
No, not at all. We do exist within Elystra, but not many tend to have met us. So it's an honour to be the first turtle you've ever met. I hope I do my race a service, not a disservice. Yeah.
We're getting off on the right, and I look. Flipper foot, definitely.
Flipper foot.
Yes. Anyway, have you do you sell chains at all?
And he kind of looks and he pulls and he comes back more like a chain link, and he kind of puts that on and he says, like this to like secure things with.
Well, I definitely need to secure. It's more to go around my neck to keep.
Oh.
Some things. I try and pick it up. No,
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay, you need a bit more exercise before you
Says
can
Mr. T.
manage that. yeah,
Dim
gold
on
chain.
cheese.
And he goes back, says, I have just the thing, and he comes back, and it's a pendant already, but he just kind of tweaks and pulls the pendant off and leaves this gold chain, and he just puts it on the sort of the hatch. Says, so William, try it on, see if it would work. We need to make sure the size is correct first.
Trident, you say?
What was the pendant you took off? Because if it comes as one, I would buy it as one. I don't.
Oh, it's more with the pendant. It's I have the pendants on their own, and I also have the necklaces. I put them together to sometimes sell them as a pair for a bit more money, but the pendant's not really needed, to be honest.
Okay. It's supposed to. I look back at Bray just to make sure that it's okay to get I want the confidence of getting the pocket watch out at a place like this. Let's just say.
I will do an insight check of the tortoiser just in case.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, gives an insight check.
Using that inspiration, much better. I rolled a 2. So many tabs, I can't find my shit. Not tabs, screen. Sorry, I do all the text. I've got everything open. Insight before 18.
So yeah, Nortal is lovely. Genuinely, you are getting nothing but nice vibes from Nortal. He's literally here, kind of selling his. As I say, you don't know obviously why he's here, but you just know he's here, just trying to do. As he said, he's trying to do a service by his race and just be a nice person. Yeah. And I've just noticed Rex is wearing a wrestling t-shirt, so I'm very excited. But anyway, all that aside, I'm guessing that's the Dominic's one. Yeah. Sorry for podcast people who don't see this, but if you can't see it, go watch it on YouTube. It uploads at the same time. But yes, just genuinely, Nortal is a really nice little old turtle.
Yeah, it literally just gives a quick.
Again, a nod for podcasters, listeners.
Yeah, well, if it's such an issue, come watch us live.
Shots fired.
Bitches.
I pulled a pocket watch out, and it's got to connect to this. I just need to keep this safe.
Oh, of course. Because do you mind if I?
No,
thread it through for you?
Of course, yeah.
He takes the pocket watch and runs off. No, he takes it.
I'm not stink eye, but I am heavily watching.
Yeah. No, he takes it and just threads the chain through it and passes it to William and says, "Here, my son, try it on and see how it fits. See if it works for you."
I'm assuming it does fit over my head.
Yeah, this one fits. Yeah, this genuinely does fit fine, yeah.
Does it fit well enough that the pocket watch can still fit in the pocket?
So the chain will probably go down to about here, so it probably... It's a little short, but probably... For the purpose of it, we will say yes.
Yeah.
We're not going to start role-playing different lengths of chain that William's trying on.
Oh no, I need one that's got an extra inch. No, yeah.
I don't have that. I'm sorry. I've broken the game. No. Yes. So yeah, it fits perfectly.
Yeah. Wow, thank you. How much would you sell one of these for? Sorry for the yawn there. That was trying to fight back.
For the podcast listeners, he just yawned.
That is so going to become the thing now, isn't it? That is. We've got the cheap plugs and we've got the audio description.
We're a very inclusive community here. We provide our own closed captions as well.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm not writing those.
You listener bitches.
No, we do love everyone, no matter how and where you watch the group.
But if you're listening, it's a different matter. If you're watching, we love you. That's what Aiden's just saying.
No, the DM loves everybody. He's very inclusive of whatever method you want to
For those
absorb.
Listening, you've just missed what looked like Aiden flipping off the camera while he was saying that.
It's not. I've got a dice in my hands. I'm trying to hold it whilst gesturing still.
You do know I'll just edit all of this out for the podcast.
And you guys know him as Chris does the podcasts. So there you go.
We've got behind the scenes TikTok. Carry on.
Yes, Christ, my brain's died. Nortle. You can tell it died because the turtle's called Nortle. Yes. So Nortle comes here with it says, well, how much would you want to pay for the necklace?
Oh, I've got 25 gold. Does that sound about?
At this point, Kaz, no.
No.
How much for the necklace?
Oh, if you've got 25 gold, 3 gold, it's really... I've normally done 5, but... And he kind of looks at Cass and Bray, and probably a bit to Loretta from seeing her, and he says, look after this one. I feel others may, if they tell him how much money he's got, it may get a bit risky.
We will educate him. Do not worry.
Thank you. But yes, 3 gold, and the chain is yours, my son.
1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna. I don't care about this. Thank you for giving him the 4th one, and then I turn around and go, here you go, Bray, and try and give you all your money back.
I will take
It's
it.
safer with you, Bray.
Literally, it's going to take it and go, but it's going to go into a separate pouch. Like how a
It's like
parent,
William's pouch.
literally, like how
I'll
a
give-
parent might keep their kids' money in a separate pocket of the purse.
Well, I've given you 21 because I was trying to make sure you had the 1 extra. So, just so you know.
But yes, so the Nortle kind of looks at her and says, is anything I can help any of you with, or it is time to close unless there's anything in emergency?
Have you got any like cooking equipment or cartography equipment?
Oh, so he kind of heads sort of to the back and sort of starts. You kind of hear rummaging and kind of a few things being thrown, and he comes out with D&D thematic, what is essentially cartographer's tools.
Mm-hmm. And just any local maps.
Cool. So he sort of puts them down. And he says, and he kind of gets a couple of scrolls and kind of puts them down. He says, I've got these. Money wise, I guess the tools we're looking at. Normally they'd go for say 15 gold. Maps maybe 15 for the lot. Your friend bought something as well.
I'll pop down the gold to cover it.
Cool. So yeah, he hands you. It's essentially 2 maps. Essentially, one is sort of more a slightly detailed map of sort of this current tower of Twin Peaks. Kind of goes a bit more detail into like what the market is, the different kind of floors of the sort of living quarters. Strangely, captain's quarters isn't that detailed. It more just says captain's quarters, and a little bit about the temple. And then the other map is more sort of generic, sort of surrounding areas. So you've probably got Duran, Bresk, probably Mosswood, probably Amnessa as well. Just kind of the sort of 4 closest surrounding places.
Yeah, that's fine. So just quickly pop in.
While we're at the counter, I'll ask Nortle, crossbow bolts.
Yes. God, I'm almost like a master of all things, aren't I now? Yes. How many would you be seeking, my friend?
Oh, just a 20 will do me for now.
20. Do we say 1 gold piece?
That is the price I like to pay. There you go, my good man.
Perfect. Thank you.
I think whilst everyone else doing their purchases, I am going to go over to the other counter where the seamstress was. And since we are going to Ankelata and I know that I'm going to be judged by certain people there, I look at the state of my clothes from all the travel that we have been going through and all the fights, and I lean to the counter and go, hey, what is the turnaround for either mending this or like price to getting something else?
Oh, okay. Mending. she's kind of looks sort of up and down. Says maybe 5 gold pieces. I think that would be enough. I think that would cover it. If you wanted something new, what exactly is it you're looking for? And she's like she's incredibly hyper. This Harangon. She's running at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Not stereotypical of rabbits in things at all.
She's gonna kind of like look at what she's wearing already, which is just like the trousers and this like, you know, sports top, and she's gonna kind of like gesture to it, just being like, something like this, something I can move around in. There's like probably scratch marks all over it, still like the blood and stuff that she hasn't been able to scrub off with a general clean. She goes, it's not in the best condition. I don't know how long it will take for it to be mended, so probably something in the meantime if you have anything.
Oh, of course. I guess typically for a complete set, we'd be looking at 10 gold pieces for something made. It would maybe take me a day or two. What's it now? So now it's sort of 7 in the evening. She'd probably say, not tomorrow, the day after. So yeah, give me 48 hours, and that evening I could probably be ready. I've not got much else on. Because it's mostly the guards. They have their uniform, so unfortunately I don't sell much. It's more just to the partners or the children or the family members, really.
I mean that's fair enough. Do you have anything if you were to mend this that I could just borrow in the meantime?
She kind of looks and she says, "Of course. Feel free to have it. Look, I've seen you with Nortal. You seem like nice people. Of course, I will." And she kind of pulls up something. She's kind of very similar. This is kind of all grey and blacks. It's kind of very stark colouring. And she kind of hushes her voice a little bit now. He says, "Do you mind who this? Do you mind who it's come from if you're wearing it, just temporarily? You just may get some funny looks. That's all."
Why would I get funny looks from clothing?
Oh, just these are. How long have you been in Twin Peaks?
We got here a few hours ago, probably. If that.
That makes sense. Well, there's what are they called? A sort of group, shall we say? They're known as the Black and Sigil Syndicate. They are sort of smugglers. They aren't accepted too well here. You may get some funny looks, but most don't mind them. You just may get a few funny looks here and there, I'm afraid.
In that case, you said okay, take a couple of days. It's getting late. I'll have a think of it and potentially come back tomorrow or something.
Of course. I may have something new in. I'll happily see you tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Of course. Lovely to meet you.
You too.
She sort of pokes her head round to the other three and goes, do you need anything, or can I shut up as well?
No, I'm fine, thank you for asking.
And she kind of sort of gestures to Bray and William. Any clothing for you, my dears?
I mean, I'm good. Do you want anything, William?
I'll have a think. I'll come back tomorrow if I think of anything. Thank you.
Night. And you just hear this slam as these hatches go, just kind of shuts, and leaves you all in the market with all the hatches shut.
As I'm just sort of, the group sort of walks away from the shops just a little bit. I will just say, "Good night, Gnolls."
And you just hear, "Night," from behind the hatch.
That is what we call magie.
Okay. So the other places you've got within the readily got available within the Western Tower. I'd say is the captain's quarters, but yeah, probably not going to get in there. You've also got a temple, which is, as the DM is finding his notes, that is a temple to Barmir, who is the god of protection and justice. And then you've got, as I say, the living quarters. But at the bottom of those stairs is almost like another hatch, very similar to the ones at the market, presumed like receptionist type feel.
don't know about you guys, but do you think the temple would be open now, or do you think we need to come back tomorrow? I would just like to have a look. If it's open, I don't know about you guys. I don't know how you feel.
I'd like to go and visit it.
I will follow, I suppose, if that's what you want to do.
Oh,
Right.
slow down, Aurora. You don't need to charge on ahead. Just
I was going to say, Aurora's definitely going to be going that way as well. What is Bray doing, however, in this situation?
I will basically follow along with the party.
Okay.
Like, at the back, but not like staying back, sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. So, pardon me. God, well done. So you arrive at the temple. Let's say temple to Barmir. Just quick bit of information, which Aurora probably would have told you whilst sort of along the way to here. Barmir is known as the Guardian. He's a dragonborn god, and he's the god, let's say, the god of protection and justice. That's probably the little she'd probably know. She knows a lot about her own goddess, but less so about the others, just sort of general basic information. And as you get through, there's no door, it's more just an archway. And in there you see, in kind of a golden and white tinged robe, is a female. Well, you can see a tail. She's a dragon boy. You can see a tail out the back, and she's just sat, kind of head down, facing away from you, but at an altar, like just reading something. And obviously, no door. She doesn't really notice you coming in. She's definitely sort of head in, focused on whatever she is reading.
As we've made our way to the temple, I've slowly made my way, as we've been walking, to the back of the group, so I'm the last person to come through.
Yeah.
As we get into the temple, Kaz is going to try and slip away.
Okay.
Just out of sight. He'll pick his moment and just slip away.
Okay.
Do you want a stealth check?
Yes, please.
I'm going to say William wouldn't notice anyway. He's too fascinated in seeing a human form dragon in front of him.
Yeah.
22.
Okay, that's going to be everyone's passives, I presume.
I will whisper very quietly in William's ear. That is not the type of dragon you ride.
Fantastic. And there's one of the. So that's. Can one of us work out how to click TikTok and just put that as just like a TikTok video, please? Or someone do it for us, because that is the way we advertise this group. But no, that's going to smash everyone's passives out the way. So yeah, Kaz is completely able to just kind of slip away whatever he's going to do.
Of course not. It's not a dragon with wings. How would you ride a
I
dragon without
pat him on the
wings?
back and just pull away.
Are we pausing time for us? Pausing time for Cass? How would you like to do this?
Let's do Cass.
We'll do Cass, yes.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as exciting as you think it is, I can tell you that.
I think people are more intrigued at this point.
So, Kaz slips away and he wants to try and find just a quiet place in the temple, and he's going to pray to Bamir. And he's going to try and seek the guidance that he was looking for before he heard Aurora's prayer. He's going to see if he can get an answer this time.
Okay. So you're making this prayer, and everything you kind of try to, as I seek this guidance, to seek this, whether it's knowledge, whether it's a way forward, whatever it is, and don't feel anything back. You know you said the words, but you don't feel whether it's a form of acceptance, whether it's a form of understanding, whether it's a form of even hearing the prayer. Unfortunately, you just hear nothing back, or feel nothing back is probably the way to put it.
kind of expecting that to be the case. So, just for a few moments, he'll sit in silence. And at this point, he's not bothered if he gets noticed now. He's not actively trying to hide. He's just sitting on a bench and he's waiting. Kind of deep in thought at the moment.
Okay, so we'll cut back to our group. Well, the rest of you cast will join me in like a few minutes. What would you all like to do? A DM's favourite question.
Well, I've been patted on my back. I'm going to stumble forward a bit and... hello? I don't want to make you jump with a group of people behind you.
So
hi.
she just slowly turns around, and you see this. What colour is she? Cool. You see this quite kind of sort of almost greying, scaled dragonborn, but some of the scales look like they're either breaking off or have been sort of attacked or damaged. She says, I'm sorry. Sorry, manners. My name is Marilyn. It's lovely to meet you all. Welcome to the Temple de Barmia. Are any of you worshippers of his?
I mean,
Hearing that, Loren is gonna actually just like huff at the back of the group and say nothing else.
I at the back as well. I catch it and I'm just like a. For the podcast listeners, I make a face and raise my eyebrows.
No followers of this deity. We have one here, follower of Aurora, I believe, the moon?
Salunia.
Salunia. Are you the... I don't want to sound rude, but do you lead this temple?
Oh yes, I am the the head priestess here. I have looked after this for many years. She's roughly kind of like human, 60 years old, so she is old, elderly. So yes, I've been here most of my years now. Always served Barmir, either as the priestess as I am now, or just locally where I used to live.
That's such a good... You're such a good role model for the temple.
Thank you.
I mean, if I need to... I'm going to ask, if I'm looking for a bit of guidance myself.
Okay.
Is there a way that I can get a message and an answer from, well, the deity of protection, like, especially with everything that's going on? Is there...
Everything that's going on? What? And she kind of looks a bit affronted at this. What do you mean, everything that's going on?
Well, we're a new group of adventurers who are seeking to explore the world, make our own story, and I mean, we've already been once attacked by bandits, and again attacked by gnolls, and we're just wanting to know if there's something this deity could tell us that could, well, especially me being squishy boy, just protect, especially people like myself, or places we need to go to protect.
Well, my friend, I'm afraid you're, too late. Any help from Barmia is long gone.
Have you lost contact?
We've lost contact, we've begun losing powers, and she kind of gestures to like her scales where they're looking sort of worn and damaged. And she's like, this was from no battle. I have never seen war. We lost contact, and well, some of us are like this. Luckily, not much worse has happened to anyone, but
How
We are definitely feeling the issue with our god not being here for us.
how long ago, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm afraid, and this is why God's work in weird ways. We don't always hear from Barmir all the time. He more shows us with actions rather than with words. But I noticed this happening, and yet again she kind of gestures to her scales being damaged. This was maybe, I'd say, 2-3 months ago. This began happening. So not too long, but the god could have gone silent before. As I say, we don't really hear words, we more see actions.
Yes, I mean, I hope Aurora doesn't mind me talking in her pace a little bit, but it sounds like there's a few deities that have gone a bit quiet.
So as you say, she goes, there's others. And she doesn't look happy, but she feels somewhat, I'm trying to think of it. Comforted is the best word I can kind of use, that it's not just Barmir, the fact you said it's happening to other gods, yet equally right, because she's then realised, oh shit, this is happening to other gods. So she's like, others? How many others?
We're not certain. It's one of the reasons we're here a little bit. We're worried about our friends losing her powers as such as you losing, well, this. You're beautiful, but
Oh,
there's
thank you.
definitely age cracks appearing. Wrinkles, are they called?
A
I don't know if
smack
your
it.
kind gets them.
With a clip on the back of the head.
So she always like chuckles at that as she sees that happen. She says, "It's okay. I know I'm old. The scales. I was beautiful in my youth, but this, as I say, this happened when he went quiet. Even until maybe a year ago, I still looked like a young dragonborn still, despite my age. But since these quiet, I cracked and burnt and like it just. And she almost gets close and just sees it almost as she rubs it, just sort of comes off. So see, this just happens now.
Do you still have your abilities, your divine powers?
A little. And you see, and she kind of holds like a hand over where one of the scales has come off, and kind of a scale begins to almost like reproduce, but it looks a lot flimsier. And she says, "They are still there, but so much weaker now."
I mean, there may be other questions from others, but do you know how to send messages over vast areas?
I can. I do have magic for that. As I say, I don't know how strong it is at the minute, but I used to be able to.
I mean, if you do hear of anything, if you hear any voices, if you have any actions that you see, my name is William Spark. I'm trying to gather information, trying to find out what's going on. Please, would you mind messaging me?
Of course, of course. Mechanically she knows sending.
Yeah, that's what I was going on.
Yeah,
The lines are.
yes, I can do that if you need.
No, I'm sorry we're not really much help here.
That's okay. There's so much going on. I would be amazed if yes, there was anything different.
I mean, is there anything anyone else needs to ask? Because if not, I can keep babbling on.
It's around this point that Kaz will slip back to the back of the group.
Anything from Bray or Loren for the High Priestess?
Loren doesn't have any questions. At the moment, she's seeing what is happening with her scales and such. And knowing that everything going on, knowing that her father also believed in this god, she's starting to kind of worry a little bit.
Yeah.
But she doesn't necessarily have any questions that can be answered.
Okay. Is there anything from Bray?
Not really. No, he's very much he's turned into strong stoic type at this point.
Yeah. And I'd say Aurora, my guess of how Kai plays Aurora, probably most things would have been answered by what Williams asked.
I am trying to go down that line of thinking.
Unless anyone feels as if else Aurora may have asked, but I think it's probably been covered.
I mean, for argument's sake, we'll probably be here next session, so we can just do... Is there anything Aurora would have liked to ask?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Aurora has a conversation, answers next week,
Yeah.
come and listen.
Yes, you have to watch next week or you will not know what the...
If you want to listen on the podcast, you're not going to see our beautiful faces and Aidan doing the rude hand signals, to say come and watch us, yeah.
And much like Ray, I am very beautiful.
But you have to come and watch it to prove that. So, you can't... Don't keep us hanging.
For every live viewer, the zip on my onesie will go slightly lower.
And there's a lot of zips, so we need a lot of people. Don't give them too much. We got to wait for them viewers, mate. So, okay. From gods to Dudley Stripping, what a tangent. Any final questions for the High Priestess? Because she kind of won't really have anything for you as such. It's more she's happy to answer your questions. Is
there any scrolls, anything, a bit of text that explains a bit more about this god? I'm just trying to gather information as much as I can about everything and everyone. Just if there's anything that would help, help me.
She says, "Are you wanting to join under Barmir, young one?"
Uncertain is the way that I'm going to say. Is the idea of protecting others is very in my mind at the moment, but I'm trying to see why all these gods or titans or deities, whatever you want to call them, may be holding their voices.
Okay. If you could give me a few minutes, I could go and see if there's anything. I don't know what I'll find, but I could have a look at least.
Thank you.
So she sort of leaves off, giving you guys the chance to kind of actually be like the five of you after all these revelations.
William, you do not comment on a woman's age in such a manner. And as I poke, I'll poke his nose, and as I do, he's going to get a little jolt of electricity.
I must have missed that. What happened?
He basically said she was old.
Oh dear, William.
But I said she looked beautiful in her age. Does that
Doesn't matter. All she's gonna hear is that you just called her old.
Oh.
I am not the most well known in flirting or complimenting or anything like that, but even I know you don't compliment someone's age like that. Just say she looks good. That's all you need to do.
Okay.
And might I suggest not doing it right now? Let this thing get buried before you do anything like that. Try it again for the next person.
So don't tell her as soon as she walks in that she looks good. This is so confusing, this outer world. I should have stayed on my farm with my potatoes.
So as William's having a complete crisis about his potatoes, she comes back
Sputnik.
and she's only really got sort of a scroll. She's only managed to kind of find one. And she kind of lays it open. She says, "I'm afraid this is all I could find. It's sort of where Barmir came from. It's a bit of a sort of like of his creation. If that's any use to you at all."
Yes, anything at the moment.
So she kind of lays it open. You see this very old scripture. And those who have magic within you, limited, can see almost a slight shimmer of magic aura around it, and that's more just like a protection spell rather than just to keep it kind of nicely pristine. And on the script, so it reads, "When the fires of creation cooled and darkness sought to..." I will send you this, so don't worry.
Okay.
When the fires of creation cooled and darkness sought dominion, the world cried out for a protector. From the molten heart of justice arose Barmir, the guardian. His wings spanned the skies, his roar silenced tyranny, and his heart beat in rhythm with truth itself. He looked upon the world of Elystra and swore his oath that no unjust blade would rise unchecked. No cry for mercy would fall unheard. With scales of radiant brass and eyes like a dawn fire, Barmir took his place among the divine, not as a ruler, but as a shield for the Pantheon. Thus began the age of the Guardian, and his first law was written in flame. Where innocence stands, so too shall I. And then that's the end of that scroll, and I will put that in the references just so you.
That's great. Thank you. That's awesome.
She says, I'm afraid that's really all I have.
No, thank you. That's far more than I was. Well, didn't know what I was going to expect when I came in.
Well, I know it's not much, but if you want, I believe if you want to truly, how do I put, if you want to truly appreciate a god, and maybe one day worship them, you need to know where they came from, because that's normally where someone's values will come from.
I understand. Yeah, completely.
Very true.
Thank you, Maren. That's really opened my eyes a little bit.
Of course. Well, if you want to know anything more about Barmir, you are more than welcome. As all gods do, there's of course an initiation, but if it's something you're even interested in, just to worship at a lower level, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The rest of you, if any of you would like to, it's equally open. You generally seem curious people, so I'm afraid you'd be worshipping a god who's gone quiet. But if still, anyway, sorry. There's a lot going on. We've not had many people here since it went quiet. I don't know. She kind of, you see almost the nerves getting the better of her, and you just see a tear roll down her face, and she just looks at all of you and just says, I'm sorry. This has been a lot since it all happened. I've worshipped Barmir my whole life, and he's gone quiet. My purpose I've always had in life, my constant, friends and family have come and gone, as have colleagues and sisters and brothers of the religion. But Barmir has always stood solid, protecting, wings outstretched. But now he's the one who's gone. I'm sorry. I just don't know what to do.
He may not be gone. He may just be silent for the moment. So don't doubt in your beliefs.
During all
As
this,
William, sorry.
oh,
go on.
you.
Well, as William's saying that, Kaz is going to filter through the group and take the hand of the Dragonborn and kind of very earnestly look up into her eyes and say, purpose is a powerful thing, but don't be lost without it. Stay strong. It will come back again.
Thank you. He's been all I've known. I was raised as a devotee to Barmir, and I suppose as a Dragonborn, there's not too many gods to see myself in. Well, let's be honest, there's Barmir and then there's Tiamara. They're the only two I can see myself in as a Dragonborn, hence why Barmir. But thank you, and she kind of puts her on the top of yours, and she goes, "Thank you. It means a lot. Most deserted this temple when he went quiet, but I couldn't leave. I couldn't possibly leave here."
I'm sure your devotion will be repaid.
Thank you. Thank you, all of you. I wish I could give you something. I'm afraid I don't, but thank you.
And then I'll release her hand and step back a bit.
After all of that, Loren, if anyone is looking at her, her hands are shaking, and there are tears in her eyes as she is frowning, and she just looks to her and says, "I'm sorry that you've had to experience what some of us have to experience our whole entire lives." And with that, she turns and she heads straight to the door to leave. She needs to get out of there.
I'm going to give Cass a pat on the shoulder and just point at William, and I'm going to turn and I'm going to follow Loren. I have passed the babysitting torch.
Pass the reins.
Is William and Cass and all follow you guys? Are you finished in the temple? Are you wanting to head back the other way as well?
I'll look to William and say, are you ready to go?
Of course, I nod.
Let's give them a little space, and then we'll kind of follow out.
Yeah,
a little distance, just to
So
let
she's
Bryn
in the
catch up.
space.
Yeah.
The high priestess Mara. She'll just look and say, "Thank you again. Whatever you guys are here for, I wish you all the best. Have a lovely rest of your..." And she kind of looks at the time, and it's kind of like 10, 11 at night. She goes, "I would say evening, but rest well is what I will say."
You too.
Thank you. So my usual time jump. So I'll say Bray's caught up with Loren. You're probably in that middle section of the tower again now, where I say like up was the quarters, that kind of thing. What would either of you do? What would Loren do when Bray catches up? Or at least nearby? Because I imagine Bray do that awkward running where you're trying to like catch up with someone but not be obvious you're catching up with them. Like that kind of thing.
Loren would probably be aware that he is following.
Yeah.
But she isn't stopping. She doesn't know where she's going. She's just walking.
Yeah.
I think I will catch pace. I'm not going to say anything. I'm literally just going to keep pace side by side. And just
Eventually, Loren will stop, not looking at you, and just go, "You're probably better off back there with them. I don't know why you're here."
And he does have that slightly cocky smile on, but it's and that's exactly why I'm here.
I heard you around the campfire. You don't need to speak in riddles. Just tell me how it is. I don't need to be coddled.
I know you don't need to be coddled. That's why I didn't say anything when I caught up. I'm here. Do you want me to try and figure you out as I'm talking to you, or... Because you seem like the type of person that's going to shoot it straight and then punch me after. Both of which are very enjoyable, so... Do you want to punch me first? I don't mind.
No. Not you. It's just this This is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have been to temples like that when I was a child, praying to the same fucking god and hearing nothing. And, you know, he preaches about justice and protection, and my father worships him. And as I grew up, it was drilled into me again and again. Loren, we must forego our freedom for the realm to be free. The noblest of deeds are not done without sacrifice. Because their teachings never really touch root on those that have to protect the others. They've gone silent, and it must be terrifying for them. Those that have heard them all their lives, and I'm just lost. And I don't know what to do. For once in my life, I don't know what to do.
Not to mirror your words, but welcome to how the rest of us feel. And I will take a step closer. And I'm going to pull down my gi again. I'm going to point to the same scar that at the deep one here that I pointed to with William. I was 4. My uncle pinned me to a wall and got my cousin to stab his new blade into my flesh so he could learn how it feels when a knife goes into a body. It was then removed, I had basic healing, and I was thrown away. I am someone who, from a young age, prayed for freedom and help. It never came. The talk of a god coming to protect the innocents, I spit on. It's why I stand myself to try and protect those innocents. I understand a degree of what you're feeling. I've not been on your side of it. To be forced to make a sacrifice. I don't pity you because you're not the type for pity. But I am sorry. That is something that you went through. I can understand the pain of a child reaching out for help and being turned away or ignored.
You know, we're going to Ankalata next. And when we set out on this journey, I didn't expect to be back there so soon. I have to let my father know about what's going on. It'll be a lot for me there, given everything going on. I don't know how he's going to react to this news either, given how he himself has his own beliefs. Now, I can't compare to you. What you've been through is awful, and no one should ever have to. And to try and reach out to the divine themselves because no one around you could help, I think that's even worse than calling out just as a prayer to hope to make things better. And since you shared that, I may as well just share that my father is probably going to be all smiles for you and the rest if we come across him, if you're there when I give him the message. But that is a man that his sins aren't his to atone for. They are sadly mine. And this whole shit with the gods going silent on top of everything else, it just goes back to not knowing what to do again. And she rambles a bit and you could just see that there is just tension in her shoulders, in her body, and her fist is clenching, and she keeps muttering over and over the same, "We must forgo our freedom in order to be free."
As she sort of gets to the point of almost like a child being made to say Hail Marys when you're sort of, I'm going to put my hand on her shoulder and I'm going to zap her. This shocking you out of it.
Non-lethal damage.
No, I'm not William. And I will.
Apparently, William's not William. He's not allowed to do non-lethal.
Yeah, exactly. Very true.
In preparation for just in case a wild haymaker comes from the shock, I will have my arm ready just to pull up as a block. But I'm just gonna look at it like, I don't know your full situation. I'm not going to pry and push. I respect that you've told me and I thank you. But if he's all going to be all smiles while I'm standing there, then I guess like a dog on a lead. I'll stand there the entire time if I have to. Though if we're in the same room, separate beds, so it doesn't feel weird. You know, just I'm respectful. You know, we're both gorgeous, so we can't have people talking. But like, I'm prettier. But you know, it's what can I say? You got a bit of snot coming out. It's not. But yeah.
He just like wipes and is like, "Thank you."
Like, if it's your father's sins that you're atoning for, I think there's a reason that you and William paired up together. Because if you are constantly living under the shadow of a patriarch, of a controlling individual, regardless of gender, because, you know, fuck that noise, I think you need to find who you actually are as well.
What if I'm not allowed to? What if this is the blade being pushed into me to see how I know how it feels?
The difference being, I was 4 in a tribe with no help and assistance. You are a grown being. You have the power to up and walk away. I am someone who has cut my family off, and I know it is difficult. I did it alone. I got lucky that I got found. You got found first.
With that, she's just gonna do a big sigh. Kind of like step on the spot a little bit, trying to get a bit of feeling back into her body, trying to untense a little bit. And she's just gonna once again, just like the past few times they spoke, put a hand on his shoulder and just go, "The gods have never answered me. So I do not know who the fuck I need to thank to have you around here.
Thank me, of course.
Don't ruin it."
I would never do such a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pick her up and put her over my shoulder.
She is gonna kick the fuck until she gets put down.
And the end of that genuinely lovely moment and Bray carrying Loren, that is where we'll end session for this evening. Thank you, everyone. That has been fantastic tonight. We've learned a lot. We've almost cried a lot. We've talked about sex a lot, apparently. You've met Nortle the Turtle. It has been a roller coaster, if we have ever had one. But all that being said, I do my usual thank you to you guys for being the amazing players that make up this party. And thank you for everyone who's watching and everyone in the future who is listening. It is fantastic, and that is the end to another chapter of the Chains of the Pantheon. So, thank you so much for joining us, and I'll catch you all next Friday. Same place, same time, as the story keeps rolling. Cheers, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Everyone listening on the podcast, Aidan put a hand to his head and saluted.
And also
Bye-bye.
Chris waved.
And everybody's just audio descripting, but bye everyone. Have a lovely
Bye.
weekend, and I'll
Bye.
see you next week.
So I just need to pick up Cass and Aurora up now, I think.